Welcome back to Indie Film Weekly. I'm Glen Reynolds, your host with three very different indie films in theaters this week. A war zone simulation that feels uncomfortably real, a true story centered on one phone call that no one could hang up on, and a desert fable where a chosen family holds a hard town together. Do any of these sound up your alley? Go find a showtime, buy a ticket, sit with strangers. Indie films grow taller on the big screen. This episode is brought to you by Circus Road Films, helping indie filmmakers get deals, festival traction, and distribution since 2006. Learn more at circusroadfilms.com. Let's dive in. Our first film in theaters this week, Atropia, is about an aspiring actress who takes a gig on a U.S. military base built to simulate an Iraqi city, complete with role players, staged markets, and scripted contact. The job looks like performance, but the stakes feel like real live ammo. The film plays with mirrors, asking what happens when you rehearse fear every day until it sticks to your skin. Training scenarios bleed into identity work. Lines get crossed. The camera lingers on details that feel wrong in the gut, like a cue shouted a beat too late, or a gesture that lands too hard. It's about ambition, yes, but it's also about the ethics of pretending and the cost of carrying other people's trauma for a paycheck. Our second film in theaters this week is The Voice of Hind Rajab. A 6-year-old trapped in a car in Gaza stays on the line with emergency volunteers who refuse to let her feel alone. The film builds itself around the mechanics of listening. Headphones passed between responders, a clock that refuses to hurry, the rhythm of breathing when there's nothing else to offer. It avoids spectacle. Instead, it watches people do the most human work there is, which is staying. The result is tense, intimate, and devastating, but never exploitive. The power here is precision. We learn how a call center runs, how information moves, and how hope can live in logistics. You feel every minute. Our last indie film in theaters this week, The Mysterious Gaze of the Flamingo, is set in the Atacama Desert in 1982. The film follows a mining town where drag and trance performers keep a cantina alive, and an orphaned girl finds protection in their family. The world outside is brittle. Inside Alaska House, the community sings, stitches, and shields. The film is lush without being soft. Dust and sequins on the same face. It treats performance as armor and bedtime story, and it understands how a stage can become a barricade when the street is not safe. The music is irresistible. The looks are sharp, and the tenderness is earned. So in theaters this week, that's Atropia, The Voice of Hind Rajab, and The Mysterious Gaze of the Flamingo. Our spotlight indie film on TiVo this week, The Neon Highway, follows a hungry songwriter and a faded country star who take one more swing at Nashville. The film loves the small stuff, the smell of a bar at soundcheck, a glove box full of old cassettes, a hotel ice bucket used as a vocal steamer. It's a road movie about grace. Second chances do not arrive with a brass band. They look like a borrowed guitar and a clean verse. The writing knows the difference between longing and self-pity, and it lets the music carry the apology the characters cannot quite say out loud. Streaming now on the usual suspects. Our indie film classic this week is High Fidelity, which turns 25 years old. Rob Gordon runs a failing Chicago record store and ranks his worst breakups like mixtape tracks. He talks to us. He dodges adulthood, and he organizes his life by top fives, which is both funny and a cry for help. What still lands is how specific the film is about the ways people hide inside taste. The store is a clubhouse with strict rules. Snobbery is a shield. Every list is a boundary. Yet the film lets the music do more than score the jokes. It becomes a record of a relationship, literally and figuratively. You feel how a good song makes a mediocre day survivable, and how a playlist can be an apology if you pick the right track 3. The comedy is sharp, but the character work is kinder than you remember. Rob is not rewarded for romantic self-mythology. He has to earn adulthood the old-fashioned way, which is by listening. The side players are lethal with one-liners. The needle drops are still elite, and the store arguments could roll today with only a few format swaps. The film also nails something rare about creative fandom. Loving art is not a personality, it's a practice. Watch it again, and you might feel seen or gently roasted in the best possible way. Available to rent on Amazon Prime. And that's the December 12th edition of Indie Film Weekly. Whether you're walking a make-believe city, holding a phone line in the dark, or finding family under stage lights, there's something indie in theaters for you this week. If you can, choose a theater. The room changes the movie, and the movie changes the room. Subscribe, share, and tell a friend who always says, recommend me something good. Until next time, keep it curious, keep it courageous, and keep it indie.